Good morning. Happy Wooden Day, Wednesday. All right, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The leaders of the Group of 7 industrialized nations are announcing fresh support for Ukraine. The G7 leaders are in Lithuania, where they're also attending the NATO summit. President Biden spoke a short time ago. He says the allies are going to consistently help Ukraine resist Russia's invasion.
We're going to help Ukraine build a strong, capable defense across land, air, and sea, from which will force will be a force of stability in the region and deter against any and all threats.
Ukraine is seeking membership in NATO, but the Biden administration does not want this to happen immediately. It fears that would quickly trigger a larger war between NATO countries and Russia.
So it's inevitable.
North Korea
Who's
has
going to take
fired
care of
its
those
first
territories when this
long-range
war
missile in
ends?
3 months today.
Freaking
The
Russia.
intercontinental ballistic missile landed in waters between Japan and South Korea. North Korea has been angry recently, saying the U.S. intruded on its airspace. The White House has issued a statement condemning the missile launch. Stocks opened higher this morning after the Labor Department reported the lowest inflation rate in more
They don't
than
have
2
enough
years.
power,
NPR Scott
manpower,
reports the Dow
enough
Jones
people.
Industrial
I don't know why we
Average
say
jumped
power
about
afterwards. They don't have
260
enough
points
people
in early trading.
Consumer prices
to
in
man
June
those
were up just
territories
3% from
after
a
the
year
war.
ago. That's the smallest annual
Russia
increase since March of
can
2021.
take care of those territories.
Inflation was just
So
beginning
the
to
people
take
that
hold.
live there currently
Prices
in those
rose 0.2%
territories
between May
want
and
to be
June.
Russian.
Rent and clothing costs are still going up, but the price of furniture, airline tickets, and used cars was down last month. Gasoline prices are down sharply from last
Why don't
year's
you hold
record
another
high,
vote?
which helped
They
to keep
want
the
to be
headline
Ukraine, let them
inflation
be
number
Ukraine.
in check.
They want to be Russian,
But so-called
let them
core
be
inflation,
Russian.
which strips out volatile food and
See what
energy
happens.
prices,
See
remains
what
elevated
boundaries are
at
made.
4.8%. The Federal Reserve is widely expected to raise interest rates when policymakers meet in 2 weeks. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
The parents of Joaquin Oliver, a student killed in the Parkland school shooting,
You do that,
are visiting 23
then maybe people
communities
will
across
switch
the
their point of
country
view
affected by
and be on
gun
the side of the
violence.
people,
Texas Public Radio's
not on the
Kayla
side
Padilla
of what
reports
government's
the
telling you.
latest stop was in Uvalde, Texas.
The bus tour is in honor of what would have been Joaquin's 23rd birthday. The Olivers shared their story, inviting Uvalde parents like Kimberly Mata Rubio to speak as well. Rubio lost her daughter Lexi in the Robb Elementary School shooting and said that meeting families like the Olivers is bittersweet.
It's comforting. They've kind of led the way, but it's also very sad. There's still a lot of pain evident in them, and I know what I have to look forward to is just never-ending pain.
The Olivers are traveling to 23 different cities. Uvalde is the 5th stop on this bus tour. I'm Kayla Padilla in Uvalde.
On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 250 points. The Nasdaq is up 171. This is NPR. People in Vermont are cleaning up after catastrophic flooding this week. It's not raining anymore, but rivers are still above flood stage. Several Vermont dams have been pushed to their limits. Water has receded in Vermont's capital, Montpelier, but mud fills areas of downtown where flooding had cut off parts of the city.
It's bad.
A second accuser is alleging misconduct by a top BBC television host. NPR's Lauren Frayer reports from London. It's the latest scandal to hit the UK's embattled public broadcaster.
This began as an anonymous tabloid report alleging a BBC star paid a teenager for sexually explicit photos. The BBC suspended the host, but after the teen's lawyer denied it, the network paused its investigation. But now a second accuser has come forward, alleging they got abusive messages from the same star. The BBC says it's vetted some of those messages. The host's name has not been released. The BBC is under fire for not investigating him more swiftly when it was first alerted to this back in May. The network is such an institution here that Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was asked about this at a NATO summit this week. Lauren Frayer, NPR News, London.
Famed Czech writer Milan Kundera has died. He was 94 years old. Kundera's most famous novel was The Unbearable Lightness of Being, a reflection on Soviet domination of his homeland, the former Czechoslovakia. Kundera, a political dissident, was forced to emigrate. He moved to France in 1975. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News, from Washington.
Hey, it's Aisha Harris from Pop Culture Happy Hour.
Amazon.
If you love...
Skip.
In NASA news, NASA will host a media teleconference at 10 a.m. EDT on Tuesday, July 18th to discuss the next science investigations bound for the International Space Station aboard Northrop Grumman's Cygnus spacecraft on the company's 19th commercial resupply mission for NASA. NASA has awarded Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace task orders under existing contracts to advance spacewalking capabilities in low Earth orbit, as well as moonwalking services for Artemis missions.
Yeah, we're on a mission.
NASA is commemorating the first year of science and discoveries from the agency's James Webb Space Telescope, the largest, most powerful, and most complex space telescope ever built. To celebrate the anniversary, multiple events will take place online and live across the U.S. Media accreditation now is open for the launch of NASA's 7th rotational mission of a SpaceX Dragon crew spacecraft and Falcon 9 rocket to the International Space Station. In weather. In Seattle, it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for partly sunny weather, with a high of 75 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. From NASA. NASA will host a media teleconference at 10 a.m. EDT on Tuesday, July 18th to discuss the next science investigations bound for the International Space Station aboard Northrop Grumman's Cygnus spacecraft on the company's 19th commercial resupply mission for NASA. NASA has awarded Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace task orders under existing contracts to advance spacewalking capabilities in low Earth orbit, as well as moonwalking services for Artemis missions.
All right, well, I guess that's it. Amazon. Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
I was writing a geometry joke, but it turned out too plain. Now I'm back to square pun.
Two plain square pun, huh? I like the joke. Alright. Have a great day, people. Peace, love, happiness, kind-heartedness, prosperity. Alright, all that.